Hello my fellow readers, today I'm going to be opening up a FairyLoot. This is the October FairyLoot box, and of course it came in just as the November one shipped out. I'm very excited for this one. I think November is going to be really good too. I think there's a book in there that I really want. It's too bad I have to wait till like December for it, but anyway, let's get to this one because I'm super excited for the contents of this one. And it's usually supposed to be a secret, but if you see the previews, you can oftentimes work out what book it is if you are well informed of book releases for the month. So that's how I knew right away what it was. Now for this box, I'm going to start with the YA book, which I also knew of. And I originally wasn't sure if I was going to pick this book up, but I guess now that I have it in the FairyLoot, it is fine. But the FairyLoot teen book is Air by Sabaa Tahir, and I have been hearing good things about this. It is a new fantasy series, and I'll try it. Let me just read quickly about what it says. Book only young adult box. The theme for October was Castles Crumbling. Of course, the book is Air by Sabaa Tahir, and our featured book of the month is Air. Let's move on. Set in a rich and magical world following three characters, a tracker, crown prince, and an orphan with a threat to the empire at large. We follow them on their journeys of power, love, and vengeance. The exclusive FairyLoot edition has an exclusive redesigned cover by Michaela Alcano Design. Trade cover as reversible dust jacket, so when I turn it, it'll be what the normal cover looks like. Foil elements and design on the hardcover by Blanca Design. Character artwork, foil on the end papers by Polarts, and a digitally sprayed edge with solid top and bottom edges by Michaela Alcano Design. An author letter bound in the book with a digital signature and an exclusive map as bonus content. So let's take a look. Here it is. I do like that the design for this one looks like an etching, and that's kind of lovely. This is what the trade cover looks like. It's very nice. And of course, the book without the cover. And as it said, sprayed top and bottom, stenciled side. Underneath art. Sometimes it's very hard to hold the books. Sometimes it's fine. Looking for that letter. There you are. And map. Alrighty. Let's get a little bit more detailed of the summary of the postcard. An orphan, an outcast, a prince, and a killer who will bring an empire to its knees. Growing up in the Kagari slums, I'm gonna hope it's Eyes, has seen her share of suffering. An old tragedy fuels her need for vengeance, but it is the love of her people that propels her. Until one hot-headed mistake lands her in an inescapable prison, where the embers of her wrath ignite. Banished from her tribe for an unforgivable crime, Shersha, I hope it's Shersha, don't know yet, is a down-on-her-luck tracker who speaks to the earth, air, and water to trace her marks. Destitute, she agrees to hunt down a killer who has murdered children across the empire. All she has to do is carry out the job and get paid. But then she falls for a charismatic and inconvenient fugitive who keeps getting in her way. Quill is the crown prince of the empire, nephew of a famed and venerated empress, but he's loath to pick up the mantle when his aunt steps down. As the son of the most hated emperor in the history of his people, he, better than anyone, understands that power corrupts. When a vicious new enemy threatens the survival of the Empire, Quill must ask himself if he can rise above his tragic lineage and be the heir his people need. Sabatahir masterfully interweaves the lives of 3 young people as they grapple with the burdens of power, love, and unchecked greed. Get ready for a dark and breathless journey that may cost these young people their lives and their hearts, literally. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot about this book recently. Sabatahir is a good author, so I am going to check this one out, and I am excited to have it, and it is pretty. That's a nice cover. So here we go. That was the October YA. Set it down. And now for the adult one, which you may or may not remember. I have actually mentioned this book and that I was excited to get it because I knew what it was, and also that I was getting a copy of the book already. So let's pop it open. And this is the Forbidden Spells. Adult box, October 2024, Forbidden Spells. And our featured book of the month is Sorcery and Small Magics. And I'm not sure how to say her name. Maja? Ducey? Not sure. But there we go. And let's see what it says about the book, and I'll tell you whether or not it's correct. A sorcerer and his longtime nemesis must team up after a forbidden spell binds them together. To find a counterspell, they must enter a forest infested with monsters and outlaws, set aside their long-standing rivalry, and navigate the spark of attraction flaring between them. Your FairyLoot exclusive edition has an exclusive cover, reversible dust jacket by St. Dree, foil design on the front and back hardcover by St. Dree, digitally sprayed edges on all 3 edges by Alice's World? I don't know if that's right. Is it Alice's? I don't know. Character artwork on the end paper with foil by St. Dree. An annotated chapter as bonus content, and an author letter bound into the book with a digital signature. And I don't know if you recall, but I have talked about this book. This is one of my favorite books of the year. I have about 3 books that I would consider, I think, my top picks of the year, and of course I will end up talking about them. There is a 4th book, but that book technically doesn't come out until next year, so I might just, even though I've read it this year, I might save it for talking for next year when it's actually out. But this is one that I read the arc of. I loved it. I loved the characters, and immediately ordered it on Waterstones because UK has a hardcover edition. And so here is the Waterstones edition hardcover. It's beautiful. There's gold, but of course there's no edging. It's just the book. Whereas this has the beautiful sprayed edges, well, stenciled edges, I should say, that bring in kind of the magic of the forest as well as the violin, which is an essential part to the whole story. I should see what's the difference on the back. Yeah, so the trade, the regular release, just has a lot of little blurbs on it from different authors, and including Sarah Beth Durst from the Spell Shop, and Megan Banyan of The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. Yeah. And Sydney J. Shields, who did The Honey Witch. And Julie Long, which is funny. Okay, I'll look at that later. So the back of the FairyLoot one says, "Will you look for me? Each glimpse a beckon calling from within. Listen for me until the ringing of my voice becomes your only song. Hold my name in your bones until every wish need not be spoken." That is actually a part of the spell that sets everything into motion in the book. So, let me first take a look under the cover. Here is the reversible artwork. There you go. I like the standard, cover with kind of the cottagecore loveliness. There's the naked book. So it has our two main characters. And then inside, gorgeous. They really did a great job with this edition too. There's my little letter. Nice. And then just hopping forward to the annotated. Oh, that's awesome. You can see all the annotations for the chapter. I'm going to have fun reading that and revisiting the book again. I actually discovered that I did order, I think after, again, I liked it, I just wanted to support the release of the book. I ordered the audiobook too, so I might do a listen of the audiobook and like a little reread, because I did enjoy this. And this is only book one of what will be a trilogy, so I'm sure that before the next book I will do a reread as well. But let me read what it says inside. Leovander Levage is a master of small magics. He can summon butterflies with a song or turn someone's hair pink by snapping his fingers. Such minor charms don't earn him much admiration from other sorcerers or his father, but anything more elaborate always blows up in his face, which is why Leo vowed years ago to never again write powerful magic. That is, until a mix-up involving a forbidden spell binds Leo to obey the commands of his longtime nemesis, Sebastian Grimm. Grimm is Leo's complete opposite, respected, exceptionally talented, and an absolutely insufferable curmudgeon. The only thing they agree on is that getting caught using forbidden magic would mean the end of their careers. They need a counterspell, and fast. Chasing rumors of a powerful sorcerer with a knack for undoing curses, Leo and Grimm enter the Unquiet Wood, a forest infested with murderous monsters and dangerous outlaws. To dissolve the curse, they'll have to uncover the true depths of Leo's magic, set aside their long-standing rivalry, and much to their horror, work together, even as an odd spark of attraction flares between them. Now, I don't want to get into this because I actually want to really review this book. There's complications to the whole, like, spark of attraction. But I will just say quickly, because again, I don't want to get into like what I would review when I want to review the book, because I do want to review this book. This, to me, like, you get this like curmudgeon-y, standoffish type proud character versus Leo, and to me it has this very like Pride and Prejudice kind of vibe between the two, because they're constantly misunderstanding one another. Leo's a little bit more wild, I guess, than St. Elizabeth, but I would say like Sebastian Grimm is very much a Darcy. Like, I think it's a still waters run deep kind of thing. And he's very, it's kind of interesting to me because economics wise, they're kind of the opposite of those characters, where Leovander is from a very rich, he's from a well-to-do family that's well respected, and Sebastian is actually from a poor family. That's why he presents himself so formally, is because he knows that his family is going to be judged for being poorer, and therefore he, you know, wants to present his education and his worth that way instead. I don't know, I find that the character's really charming. I was very disheartened when I saw like a lot of people saying that they wanted to skip this one, and mostly had to do with the fact that this is a like queer love story. That's kind of upsetting because, one, it's not like a romantasy and the vibes of romantasy. This is a tale of relation. There is a relationship story going on, but it's so much deeper. Like, trying to figure out what is going on with Leovander. Why does he not try to write more advanced spells? Why is he stuck with these small magics? And then also even the deepness with Sebastian Grimm and what he's trying to accomplish in his life and why. I don't know. I think that it's a very well-developed story. Like, there's so many different pieces to it that intertwine, and it makes for a good tale. So, I highly recommend this one. Read it. I'll probably review it further because I really want to get into more of the nitty-gritty of it and why I like the story and what happens in it. But for now, I'll just say that I am super, super happy that this was a FairyLoot book. I very much enjoyed this story. It went along with my like kind of theme this year of like cozy fantasy being like at the top, and I really enjoyed it. So that is it for this book, and that's it for this video. Until next time, bye.